All right, hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm touching the truck here.
All I ever do is work. I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video footage.
Night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside.
Down in trouble water.
You just wouldn't believe how much rock in the truck is. Oh shit!
Oh, man, drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous
Mike's where the page goes live.
coming in. Currently, I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries. But semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, but man, the trees beside me are completely sideways. I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is the tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turn right now, and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
Yeah. All right. Everybody dancing? Has our Thursday night song, but it's Tuesday. I'm heading down to Fort Myers for a little meet and greet with my boys from Tampa Bay Brewing Company. So it's kind of like Thursday for me. I got to turn my messenger off. I think my mom's trying to message me. She forgets at 9:19 I go live every day for the last 100 years. Let's see real quick. How's everybody doing? We got tropics are waking up. Anyway, we're going to I switch sentences a lot. Let's say hi to Hunter. So I'm going down to McGregor's down at Fort Myers and going to get to hang out with a bunch of locals. So we're pretty excited heading down with Major and Cassidy and the crew from Tampa Bay Brew Company. But we'll be back live on Thursday. No live tomorrow. I apologize, but this was planned months ago. That's the way it goes. We'll be back Thursday morning. But we got the doggies back, so we'll hang out with them for a little bit. Hunter's got all kinds of new medicine, and so he deserved to be in the spotlight today. Right? Oh, we got somebody from the Yucatan. What's up there? Is it Megan? Megan? How you pronounce that? Megan? Cool. What's up, Miss Shelly Ross? He's our East Coast connection. Mark from, that's your zip code. Where the heck is that, Mark? 34219. It sounds like a Morgan Wallen song. 865309. Chloe, what's up, Gerber? Vivid's Adventures. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Bruno Jones, hello. Maureen Smith, hello. Ryan, what's up? Naples in the house. What's up? Amanda from Milton. Another Milton. It's already hot, Eric. Yep. 82 feels like 87. So tropics are coming alive. A little bit. Nothing to stress about. We got a lot of rain coming to Texas. We're going to talk about that. Got a whole bunch to talk about. Nothing very worrisome, though, as far as anything forming wind-wise. So I'm not going to hype anything. But we do have three areas to officially watch. And that's what we're going to do. And Hunter's just loving his attention, right? Loretta Reed, good morning. What's up, Kitchen? Good morning. How's it going down south? Megan, I got you. That sounds easy enough. What's up, Mark? What's up, Scott? What's up, Jenny? Angela, what's up? Joyce, Richmond. Let's put on the old American flag here and say hello to ABC, Fine Wine and Spirits. And let Hunter move around a little bit. There you go. That's a little better, Hunter. How about that? What's the prediction for hurricane season, Kim? For Florida, Florida has nothing more or nothing less to worry about. That's because we see storms in La Nina years, El Nino years. How's that? Is that better? Calm down. I'm the dog whisperer. Florida, listen, we had hurricanes at 04 when we were supposed to have a La Nina year. We had a hurricane, obviously Michael, and an El Nino year. So, East Coast maybe a little more on alert with the steering pattern. Richmond's hot, I bet. Winds we got strong winds. We're going to talk about the winds. Very windy coming across the Atlantic into Florida and the Gulf. What are you so worked up about? Here, let's try this. How about that? Watermelon Festival in Florida. Is that Ross Chastain coming to do that? What's up, Miss Cindy Norman? How's it going? Big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Correct. We love them to death. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff with them this year. We got a couple new commercials coming out, so I'm looking forward to that. We should have a beer coming out with Tampa Bay Brewing Company that they're going to be able to get at ABC, which is exciting. All right, buddy, you're about done. Let's say goodbye to everybody. I think he wants to go hang out with Sarah. Sarah's home. All right, see you, buddy. All right, go play. Now I put my shirt on for tonight. I got to get all the hair off. All right, here's the tropics map. This is what we got cooking. It's very, very, very confusing because this yellow guy looks like the red guy, but it's not. The yellow guy is different than the red guy. So we got the 2 yellow bananas in number 1. So we're going to get into all these, I promise. So, yeah, Beth, Jacksonville's dry. Doesn't look like much is coming. Maybe an inch or so from the Atlantic for you. Maybe. Good morning, Mr. James. We're heading up to Newberry. Having some fun up there. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Then we'll say hello at the end. Like to talk tropics here nonstop. All right, so 3 spots to watch. This is the 8 o'clock advisory. 2 yellow spots mean a 20% chance of development in the next 7 days. Then we got number 1 we're going to talk about. So let's get into it. Florida spot first. Since a lot of folks live here, probably wondering. These graphics might be hard to read on your end, but I'll tell you what they mean. One is the chances were reduced yesterday from 30 to 20%. If you watch our live yesterday, I didn't see anything that showed this thing developing. This thing's going to be smack dab in the middle of a high pressure area with a lot of wind shear. Might shove some juice and rains towards the southeastern Florida, but yeah, I don't see any way this thing can develop. But hey, 20%, they're the boss. Always follow National Hurricane Center, not some dude in a chair in Oldsmar. Winds don't look that strong. These are knots through the weekend. Green is 30, maybe max. So, these are wind gusts max. Obviously, you see the wind gusts in the western Gulf. So, as far as winds go, it's windy, yeah, but nothing stands out. Rains, if you wonder, this is the outline of Florida here. South Carolina, pretty much border of Georgia, South Carolina. These are rains through Sunday. Yellow is about 1 inch. Reds, you start getting into 2 inches, and we don't see any of that. So, hey. This is combined rain from Tuesday to next Sunday. So if you're worried about the yellow guy, as far as winds go, rains go, that's for everybody. You can see the rains in the, we're going to talk about from PTC. We'll get into all that here in a little bit, what PTC means. And then the third graphic I put up here was waves. So we do have a strong high pressure to the north. High pressure spin clockwise. They bring in a lot of winds regardless of tropical development. So we will get waves. That's why it's windy across the state. It's why it's windy in the Gulf. High pressure gradient throwing a lot of winds from the Atlantic towards Florida. So we will see some big waves. This is Wednesday, Thursday morning. 20-foot seas out here. This is not surge. This is wave heights out on the open waters. But surf's up, dude. Dudettes. We will get a lot of waves because of this constant high pressure flow for all of the East Coast, and not necessarily because of the yellow blob. So we're keeping an eye on the yellow blob. I'll show you some individual model runs, but if you're stressing about it, everybody wants rain in Jax. You might get an inch. And this is through Sunday. That high pressure, look at these rains across the south. We'll show you a better graphic here in a little bit. But high pressure dominating the eastern United States, bringing intense heat. I know nobody likes to talk about heat because it is summer. Officially, it's not summer. Officially, it's June, right? Or April. Officially, it's spring. Look at no rain for the Carolinas, Fred, if you're watching. No rain for most Alabama, Georgia. So that's crazy. No rain. All right. What else we got pulled up? All right, so here's the latest cone. We used to call ourselves cone heads. I don't have that shirt. By the way, we just got some tanks in. We had a lot of people wanting tanks for the logo, so I'm going to have to push that. A lot of people were emailing us, but we had a cone head shirt that I haven't had out in a year. I think we're going to bring it back. Bring back the cone head shirt. So this is a cone. Man, you probably heard it a million times. Don't focus on the cone, right? So this cone is saying whatever forms. Now, PTC stands for Potential Tropical Cyclone. Years ago, they couldn't issue watches and warnings unless we had a named system. But you need to issue watches and warnings 48 hours away. But if it wasn't a named system, we weren't getting watches and warnings because the textbook law was you couldn't issue watches and warnings unless we had a storm. So then it was brilliant. The National Hurricane Center now says this is going to be Alberto. Winds are going to be max at 50 mile an hour. Right now they're 40. This big yellow blob is the wind field. That's why we have watches, or now warnings, all the way up to Texas. So you're probably wondering, okay, why is this thing hitting Mexico, but yet we're going to have flooding rains in middle Texas? Well, it's because the system's large, and the cone is the probable path of the storm eyeball. Hazardous conditions can occur well outside of the cone. I added the word well, by the way. This right here. They don't say outside, but I am going to inject a word here, well. So anyway, that's why we got stuff up into Texas. So anyway, should make landfall sometime overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. There you go. That's it. Alberto. All right. Here's spaghetti models. We love spaghetti models. We love tropical tidbits. I try to use two websites the most. We have weathernerds.org and tropicaltidbits.com. And that's spaghetti models. So pretty high confidence. High pressure to the north. Creating everything. Let's go to the map here just to show you what I'm talking about here. Here is your 7-day rain map. Basically, light green is 1/10 of an inch. Okay, that ain't nothing. So here is the deal. High pressure, spinning and blocking everything this way. That is the juice. Looking at the wind map, I don't have it open, but we got winds. It's very windy in the Gulf right now. Here is the winds. You can start to see a sloppy little low pressure trying to set up. Let's go to 850 here. Very broad. So when you hear the word broad low, that's broad low right there. That's a big old low. Broad. Like broad. It's just a big, sloppy, low pressure area. But all these winds that are wrapping around it are going to be blowing all that convection into Texas. And bringing in these winds across Florida that are adding to this. So that's why it's windy. If you're wondering why it's windy, it's because of that right there. There's your high pressure up here setting up. Big high pressure spin clockwise. And you got a little spinach over here south of Bermuda. This is kind of the area that they're thinking maybe something was going to try to develop. But if it does, I don't know. I'd be kind of shocked. All right. Other graphics that I have up. There's your rain maps for the next 7 days. Obviously, let's just leave this up so I won't show it again. We got heavy rain up north circling this high pressure system. So flooding rains in the northern parts of the U.S. Nothing across the big chunk of the middle, the eastern parts. Very little for Florida in the next 7 days. This is through next Tuesday. So there's nothing showing even if this thing were to materialize. There's where all your rains are. And we got possible repeat pattern coming up early next week. We're going to talk about Deja Vu BOGO BOC. Spaghetti models. All right, there's the juice. Let's talk about the juice. All right, so big old broad low. You see that? That's your convection. All that shear pushing this stuff upwards. Yes, you could see some storms. We're going to talk about that. My buddy Joe and I were talking about that. Make sure, Brew Crew, you use your discount. I see you talking over there. Remember, don't be afraid to reach out. We have the chat. I have my chat open. All right, so there's a big sloppy low. You can see it starting to spin a little bit. I got a lot of cool graphics. So when you go to the website here, so if you're new to the website, thank you for joining in. Now, I do have this cool feature here. I don't think anybody even knows about it. Right here. That right there. Every morning, if you're laying in bed and you ain't got your eyeballs in yet, and your contacts, and you're half like this, hit this little button if you can see it and listen.
Tropical weather outlook. Issued at 7:40 a.m.
Don't you love
for
that?
the North Atlantic,
I love that
Caribbean
voice.
Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico.
That's
Active systems. The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on potential tropical cyclones.
There you go, man. That's AI. NHC is so cool. They were AI before AI. I've been listening to that voice for 100 years. I'm not that old, but you get the idea. So everything in this column right here is related to the current tropical system. And I got National Hurricane Discussion, advisories, blah, blah, blah. We got all the pertinent graphics. Here's a great page here. I think this Tomer Berg site maybe. Yep. Great graphics here. You can go to that and see all kinds of colorful, cool stuff here. We obviously have Levi's stuff linked with a link that goes to his page. We have the current floaters, not portalet style, but like satellite light style. We have an ensemble page on Weather Nerds. I'm working with Matt now. We're going to try to put these on the page, but here's your current ensembles that we talk about so much. We have another page of storm products here, PTC storm products. Infinite amount of things you can control with this one. You can click on water vapor. You can click on visible. You can click on, IR. You can click on, all kinds of stuff. So you can do sea surface temperatures, what the temperatures are now. You can do your OHC. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And you can see shear. You can see convergence, divergence, vorticity. You can put so much stuff on there you won't even know what the hell you're looking at. But it's a cool site. And wind analysis is a cool link that I've found a couple years ago, and it's a current satellite-derived idea of where the heaviest winds are. And I usually put the Hurricane Recon button up. I got to add that. Recon was out there yesterday. So anyway, that's that. If you're new to the site, cool. Talking about the juice, let me go here real quick. So let's zoom super duper on this. All right, so this is that precipitable water map. This could be a little concerning. All right. So we saw this last week talking about Florida. This is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Well, last week this thing was pumping towards the south part of Florida. Now we get this high pressure blocking, and now it's pumping that stuff to the western Gulf. That is incredible precipitable water, PWAP values, PW values, and that is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And it's like a tap. As soon as they turn that tap on, it just starts dumping. So definitely want to keep them back in your mind. You can see some double-digit rains setting up. We saw that with Florida. Your overall rain maps do not show where we get isolated flooding because they're just a smooth graphic of general idea. So definitely, I'm going to show you some individual models here that we could see some areas that could see 10, 15, 20 inches of rain, maybe. Unbelievable. Here's these flood maps showing you this. All right, so this is your moderate flooding. Pretty high. There's a chance it might go to pink tomorrow. We'll see. But, it does spread way inland past San Antonio. So that is your flow of moisture for the next couple days, the next 3 days. Starts to lighten up through Friday, so it should be pretty much lightening up by the weekend. Here's the actual rain maps that the NHC has. Let me make sure it's the freshest one. Right here. All right. So orange is anything 8 to 12 inches. This lighter orange is 6 to 8 inches. So they're already officially calling for some double-digit rains here across the coastline. And yellow is 4 to 6. Houston's on the edge. So there you go. You're probably wondering, why? Wait a minute, this thing's hitting down here. How's this possible? Well, big sloppy system with all the big convection around the center. Can't focus on that eyeball. Here's the latest 12Z HRRR, and this is kind of what I wanted to show you as this thing comes in tomorrow. We could see some sneaky little storms. You'd never, ever say never that we could see some isolated little tornadoes popping in off of that Gulf of Mexico. Here is overnight tonight. So we're going to start to see some isolated rains this evening. But the big stuff comes in overnight, and then we start to get these big rains setting up. And this is what's a little concerning, is maybe some rain training. Now, you know, Houston, you're not out of it 100%. This thing has definitely got the potential to sling some spin that direction. This would be Wednesday afternoon. So throughout the day on Wednesday, you might get some stuff up through Houston. So there you go. Let's look at the latest rainfall for Texas is on the latest HRRRRR. And let's see if we got these isolated pockets of 20 inches or no. So this only goes out 33 hours. So we don't really have, but they do show a max of 12.9 for somebody along the coast. This model run doesn't really go out enough yet to really see what I wanted to see. Now here's GFS. This is what's showing these isolated pockets. All right, so, you know, possible, you know, purple here, possible 15 inches in this purple area. You go to the 6Z, you know, yesterday's 18Z here. Voila. All right, let's try the 12Z. Okay, well, now you're just being stubborn. There you go. So here's yesterday's 18Z showing you max around 15 inches. So just, you know, look at this one. This one showed 25 inches of rain. This was yesterday's 12Z. So that, yeah, this thing set. That's what this is what happened in Florida. None of the official forecasts, not saying people-wise, but none of the graphics that you see show extreme isolated flooding, because they show a smooth 6 to 8, 8 to 10. This is always what you got to worry about, and it happens. It happened in Florida. It can happen again. Let's see what the Euro's showing. Just by looking at that precipitable water map, man, it is intense. Here's your Euro showing about 11 inches max. Euro's not as aggressive, but still seeing pockets of 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 inches here. So just keep that in mind for if you're out that way. Like, hey, I didn't know it was going to rain this much. But again, most of it's gone by Friday. So it's all, this heavy stuff's tonight and then tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day to watch. Surge. Here's a surge forecast. Somebody was just asking, by the way. Thomas, I'm going to read some, slow down a little bit. I got the gist of it out there. But that's your surge forecast, 2 to 4 feet in the yellow. Not sure if that's normal or not, but that includes tides, inclusive of tide. I had to Google that. I went to college, but I still had to find out what inclusive was a couple years ago. So it's even though it's got I and CL in it, inclusive, including tide. So that is a current tide. And we are in a new moon, or a full moon cycle here too, by the way. I don't know if we're on the way out or the way in. We are currently at 87.2%. We're headed into a full moon. So tomorrow we're going to have even brighter moon. But they're including that. So not expecting a huge push of surge, even though we're nearing full moon. A strawberry moon on June 21st. First day of summer is June 21st. We have a strawberry moon. Wild strawberries that start to ripen during early summer give name to June's full moon. Other names for this full moon are rose moon, hot moon, and mead moon. Hot moon. Disney's advertising water parks. I guess they know it's going to be hot. Named after the ripening strawberries. TJ, are you watching? Aren't you a strawberry man over there in Brew Crew? All right, enough of that. Let's see. What else we got to talk about? Let's talk about the new area coming up, and then I'll slow down. All right, so let's close out that. There's your rain. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about surge. Let's talk about that. All right, so these are Tropical Tidbits runs, obviously. I believe it's GFS, Euro, and Canadian. I don't know if it's in that order. It doesn't really matter because all three are the same. This is that new spot they marked last night. Some people were confused because they thought that was the same as PTC. Never really seen a yellow circle over an existing system. And there's no X. So remember, we've been saying when you have an X, that means you have a low pressure. We don't have that low pressure yet. So they're assuming we're going to have a low pressure. So there was no X with this yellow, but there was a red X for PTC01. Does that make sense? This is the spot that could deja vu, do it all over again. Same exact. We could just play. I'm just going to play. So next Saturday, we're just going to start playing old daily brews because it's going to be the same exact thing. It's BOGO. Weather patterns stuck in this pattern. So let's talk about what we might be seeing next week. This is Saturday graphics here showing a low. But I'm going to talk to some folks first. Let's leave it up on my buddy Brian's here. So we got a company out of Texas that deals with disaster restoration, and they're based out of Texas. So they got a lot of customers in Texas. So let's just leave them up since they're in Texas, and they help rebuild your businesses back to normal if you ever need things to be restored. So big shout out to Mooring, and I'm sure there's going to be some folks that are flooded next week. So give them a thought if you need to. They are great guys. They hung out with Brian a lot. We're going on a cruise in March. He gets to meet Shelly, and that'll be fun. Stephanie, what's up? Bingo cards. When did you guys start the bingo cards there, Stephanie? All right, Eric, we're gonna talk about GFS here, but I'm gonna drink some coffee here for a second. I didn't know for what a year. I didn't even know y'all were doing that. I used to not be so active in the chats, and then I realized y'all were making fun of me and had bingo cards. Kyle Van Camp, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All good. All good. Stephanie, we gotta get you switched out from on a different our MVP crew. I'm gonna talk about it here in a second. I'll give you a refund. Just get over there. So Josh Prime says Louisiana has the best strawberries. Now listen, those are fighting words, man, because I live in Plant City, or near Plant City, and those guys and gals will probably argue that they're the strawberry capital of the world. But I don't get in the middle of it. I don't even like strawberries. What's up, my buddy Ian from Jamaica? Yeah, there's not a lot going on for you all. Dust. I know we haven't looked at a dust in a long time. I need to do that. So we'll look at that here in a second. So anyway, it's all, none of this tease me, man. Yeah, Mike, I think I did show the rain on a couple different models, give you an idea. So the generalization is there, but I'm telling you, I'm believing this GFS with some isolated pockets of these rains coming in. Tomorrow is going to be the day. If we're going to see some crazy accumulation happening tomorrow. So be prepared for that. Now, it could set up a little to your north, a little to your south. It's, you almost got to look at radar and this kind of stuff in real time, where these big blobs are setting up. And I tell you, I've never really seen a elongated low like we just saw like this. This is crazy. I've never really seen one like that. That is massive. I don't even think we got really a 700 or 500. It's just sloppy. Heck, it might not even make. Who knows? Maybe it won't even make. Well, the reason they originally have it as an S white because it's subtropical. Subtropical systems have a larger core and not tight. Well, if this thing has the winds and it's got convection, then they'll designate it subtropical storm Alberto, and then as it nears the coast and it tightens, it'll become a tropical storm. But that's why we got a very broad low. That's why all this moisture is setting up. Future mapping here we can look at with then we're going to get into next week's system. Man, my eyes like tinging a little bit. All right. So let's look at estimated satellite with southeast here, or southwest actually. We don't have it. They don't even have a Gulf. We just have. Well, we do this here. We go to Central America and hit Gulf of Mexico, and then we'll go to simulated satellite. Here's your simulated water vapor satellite. So this is kind of going to tell you where all that juice is going to push in tomorrow. Then we got some dry air behind it. And then down the road, this is Saturday, we got the next little system kind of getting going, same push. But that didn't really show what I wanted to show, if you were wondering. Well, I was hoping it'd be a little more. There's precipitous water. This will show it. Here's that big surge. The only thing that could help the rains from really accumulating, this thing's getting a really strong push from that high pressure. So it might not stick around as long as it did in Florida. But still some incredible values here throughout the day tomorrow across the coast. Texas, those are extremely high PWAP values. Anytime you get over 2 inches, which is red, and there's a little chart here. This is, I don't think this is a paid site, but anyway, purples are like, is very rare to have 3 inches of PWAP values. So it's going to rain. Okay, bottom line. I could have just been live and say it's going to rain. Winds don't look that bad. Let's take a look at winds. We are going to, 50 mile an hour winds officially, tropical storm conditions. Here's your waves, kind of showing you what you might see there in Texas as we get through this system. This is through 90 hours, but we can get some big coastal action. This is waves. Mainly this is that high pressure pushing. So the Gulf is not a fun place right now. I'm just telling you. Unless you hang out on the coast of Florida, the Gulf is choppy. Red is 20 foot plus. Purple is 30 foot plus. So it's going to be a lot of winds pushing towards the Texas coastline. Overall winds, though, let's look at some wind gusts. And I don't know if we get any on this. There's 10-meter winds. I mean, you're maybe, I don't know. It's not really. This is this weekend setup. Oh, I went way too fast. Okay. So, 34 knots. These are sustained. That's why you have tropical storm warnings up for Texas. Nothing yellow, but 32 knots is tropical storm force wind. So again, a lot of wind, but nothing extremely worrisome for that area. So yeah, we can look at some wind gusts. All right, let's look at down the road. All right, so let's talk about next week. All right, so this little guy's moving on out. Here's the euro. So over the weekend, another little low comes up from that Central American gyre down here in the BOC. Now this could bring some more rain, unfortunately, down to Central America. This is Saturday. This is our next little low that's coming up. Euro not really doing much with it, kind of shoving it in the same exact spot as our last system. This would be through the week. The GFS has been the most wrong model on the planet, but we'll show you what it does. It kind of brings it up, and then it spits off a piece of it, which makes no sense. Again, it was completely wrong with our Gulf or our Atlantic system yesterday. It was showing a tropical storm into Carolinas, not happening. So GFS, I just don't trust it, but I do trust the weak low pressure down here on Monday. Canadian, there's your weak low pressure down there. This is Sunday. So there's that. All right, let's look at some rain maps here. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits, show you the accumulated rain. I'm going to include Belize and all of those areas in case you're watching down there. So let's go to Tropical Tidbits, pull in our don't know where I want to go here. Let's go to, I guess, Western Atlantic. Why is it so big? Okay, Western Atlantic. Let's look at 24-hour accumulated rains. All right, so when this little guy pulls out, watch what happens this weekend. Start watching down here. Look at these heavy rains across Central America still going on, man. This whole general low pressure blob. You can go to 850 vorticity wind here. Look at this. This is just kind of showing you this continuing. If you follow the wind barbs here, you can just see this massive, just gyre, they call it, of winds and rains down here. And a little piece spits off, comes north. Very common this time of year. Crossovers happen quite a bit. Very sloppy. But here are your rains on the Euro. Heavy rains through the week down south. 24-hour accumulated rains. So if you're going Cozumel and Belize, this is Friday, Saturday rains. But here's your next little system pulling up. So far, this is like Sunday. Nothing showing too extreme yet for Texas. This is that area that's highlighted 20% for the National Hurricane Center. Maybe deja vu again. Now, rains from the GFS might make a little more sense. But I don't look at that. That's not really very consistent. Actually, let's go to last night's 00Z. I don't care because it's always wrong. Canadian doesn't have rain, so. Ensembles. I'm talking to Matt today. We can go to Weather Nerds, take a look at ensembles. Go to ECENS up here. Those are your ensemble means. We can zoom in a little closer here, and then we can put it in motion, and then basically puts them in play, and those get on out of here. Now watch our next batch brewing this weekend, and you can see the general flow upwards. So it's important to note this second system coming up, nothing's really organizing it. So, but it's following the same flow because we're going to have a strong high pressure in place. Strong high pressure in place pretty much guarantees that. Now let's look at this EN Jamaica. Let's look at some Caribbean stuff real quick. Let's look at accumulated rains for y'all. See if you got anything coming down there. I don't think you do. Nothing that's really standing out. Maybe there's a couple tropical waves coming through, but look at that. Like nothing. You're kind of looking for anything purple that stands out. So next week's system's going to bring some juice there in Belize and Yucatan. But Ian brought up a good point. We still have a lot of Saharan air dust out there. And we can see that here. This is what's going on now. This goes out. So there's our leftover dust still going on. Smack dab over top of Jamaica. We already got a reporter down in Jamaica confirming that. Keisha too. And here, look at this. That is about as huge of a plume of dust you'll ever see coming off of Africa. This one will make satellite. Actually, oh my goodness gracious. I bet you we can see it now. Let's go take a look. There's a huge plume of dust coming off of Africa right now. Everybody say it with me. Huge plume of dust. Massive. Let's go to like let's go to a 5 megapixel graphic and super zoom this thing. There it is. You can see it clear as day. That is sand blowing in off of the Saharan desert. Incredible. Windy map here shows it too. And you can see it if you click down here to particles. And we'll see it right there. Oh my goodness. That is massive. Let's see if it makes it your way, Caribbean. All right, here we go. Doo-doo. Big old plume. Check this out. This is today, later. We got another plume down there. I know we got people down in Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados and the Lesser Antilles. You got a huge plume today. But look at this big one. It's, oh my goodness. It's going to make it, try to make it. This is the 22nd. So by the end of the week. And then another one behind that one. This is 25th. You get non-stop dust in the Caribbean. Dust. Why is there never any dust in Kansas? I always wondered that. All right, there's that. So why is the Florida system not going to make it, in my opinion? Well, first off, it's a sloppy mess out there. We have a lot of dry air in place from that high pressure system. Tropical systems need moisture. So I think the number one deterrent right now is this is dry air out there, and it's just got, you know, that. We got a lot of wind shear out there in the Atlantic. So, I mean, there's little windows here and there, but overall wind shear is just all over the place. Let's see what this looks like. We got winds coming in at all angles. We got a strong gradient here across Atlantic that it'll end up running into. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's got much going for it at all. I mean, you go to some other shear maps here if we want to zoom in a little better and just look at your, I think that's a tut, they call that. A tropical TUTT. Actually, I got that right here. Look, if you ever want to know initials, go over here. I have secret little links. Here's TUT right here. TUT is a tropical upper tropospheric trough. It's a mid-level trough, mid-ocean trough. So creates a lot of wind shear. And it subdues tropical cyclogenesis. So I believe that's what we're looking at. There's that heat coming. Extreme heat, 620 to 623. Incredible heat values. I shared this yesterday, but we can share it again. Down here, heat risk is that new link a couple weeks ago I found. This one, you can zoom in and look at all your different risks for the next week. Purple is 4 out of 4. Tuesday, there's Thursday, there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that heat's pretty much locked in here across the Great Lakes for the next 5 days. That's a big storyline. Here's Saturday. Let's look at the heats for Saturday. See how hot it's really going to be. Because it looks hot. That's the hottest day, Saturday. So we'll look at the latest official heat forecast for Saturday, daily high, and it is going to be unbelievable. Here's Saturday right here. And we'll open the image up and zoom in, and there you go. That is your heat map for Saturday. We're going to have the whole state of Ohio is going to be in the upper 90s. The whole state of Illinois, Indiana. We got 90s in Michigan. Look at out west. We got 112. But anyway, that's a huge heat dome. All of Carolina's in the 90s. Upper 90s. Guess what? What day is that? Is that the first day of summer? We should do a post for the first day of summer. Actually, I am going to make a funny post here. I'm going to do this one here. This would be the 20th, I think. The 20th. Where's the 20th at? This is tomorrow. Here's the 20th. All right, so I'm going to open it. I'm going to post this image. I think it's going to be funny. I'm going to say, everybody enjoy your last day of spring. 31% of the U.S. is going to be 91 degrees or greater. 31% of the U.S. Bet you didn't even know that was, well, this one's not free, so maybe you don't. But anyway, there you go. There's your last day of spring. Enjoy it. Anyway, all right. That's it. You know, people in Florida ask about rain. I don't know, man. It does not look like you're going to get much. We got that high pressure locked in. QPF page showing daily rainfall totals for everybody. Let's take a look. Here's day one rains. Very isolated on the East Coast. Day two. I mean, listen, anything light green is pretty much there's no system in place to create widespread rains. This is Wednesday rains. You know, anything light green is a 10th. So don't, you're looking for blues. Here's Thursday, Friday. I mean, there ain't nothing coming. Here's that other blob of moisture coming up. We might be watching. I mean, a lot of this is modeling is based off the GFS. So there's that new system in the bay over Saturday and Sunday, and then there might be a little surge breaking off to the north, but I don't think we got that yet. Let's look at the latest European ensembles. See if we have any spaghetti going on its own. The Rebel spaghetti. Next week's spaghetti. See, 15 days out, there's no Rebel spaghetti. So you would think out of 51 members of the Euro, you'd have one like the GFS. Actually, I bet you the GFS ensembles do not have very many at all doing what that one's doing. We always look at the ensembles. And there's a few of them, I guess. Maybe. Not really. 4 or 5. Anyway, all right, I need to slow down. I got a lot to do today. Heading down to Fort Myers. All right, let's see what y'all are talking about. You can barely hear me, Mike. Sorry. But it should be all right, I thought. Maybe not. Maybe my mic got crooked. I don't know. Whew. Yeah, Ellie, hit the smash the like button. Thank you. What's up, Charnel from New Orleans? There are some 30s. Yeah, I think there's snow out west. Was there snow out west today? I think they had a winter storm out west. Look. Montana's got frost and winter weather advisories in the mountains. So you got to go to Montana. What do y'all think about George Strait, man, bringing in a 110,000 people? Hey, Phil Scott, thank you, buddy. Mika from Navarre. Is it Navarre? We had this conversation years ago. Is it Navarre or Navarre? Rob, it's never too early to watch our live stream, buddy. Loretta Reed, thank you for all you do. Lisa Reed, too. Appreciate all the long-timers. Stephanie, we missed the afternoon thunderstorms. Yes, we were lucky the other night and had rain. What's going on in Africa? Well, nothing really. There's just a lot of winds. And those winds cool the Atlantic waters. Big winds pick up the dust, carries it across in the middle levels of the atmosphere. Just, it's very normal this time of year. So it's not really a big talking point. Let's see, Lorena, what do you got going on? Let's see what the Brew Crew's up to. Martha, last coffee. It's only a 2 coffee cup for me today. I used to drink a damn pot a day. Couldn't handle college though. I had to go to the bathroom. Didn't make it, so. All right, well, anyway, hey, listen, we're not live tomorrow. I am going to do a little 90-second reel here in a second. People ask us all the time how they can support us. We got this supporter button there. Been doing it for years. So this year we have a new little subscriber area for you all, and it's called MWP Chat, and this is what it looks like. And it's only for supporters through our website. I know that TikTok and Facebook, but to get access to this, you have to subscribe through the website. And to get access to all these perks that we've been doing for almost 5 years now, you have to subscribe through the website. And we have PayPal and Stripe. But we give away a lot of stuff. Cat 5s get a shirt, they get a free app, they get a koozie, they get stickers, they get a magnet, they get a Christmas card, they get discounts, they get an online badge. We have texting services to Cat 5s when there's stuff going on. So give it a look. If not, it's cool. I don't put anything over there that I don't put out free, trust me. It's just a little private area that is intimate, that I can be me and not have to be worried about being canceled. All right, well, everybody, I'm going to try to cut it short. I do have a lot going on today. No softball highlights. Well, we did, James, actually. I can show you one. We haven't shown Emily's highlight in a while. Let me show you one. I think I can find one. See if I can find her here. Nothing was like totally crazy amazing, but here's a changeup. This is all you softball people. Tell me what you think about this. This is an amazing changeup here. Let me show you. She's kind of famous for her changeup. It just falls in there. Look at this. Ooh, whoa, you don't know what to do with it. It's like, oh my God. I think I had another highlight she put on here. All right, here's another one. This is just, oh, that's a changeup. Same one. This was, oh, here's a good hit she had. This one almost cleared the fence. I love that sound. Look at this sound here. Look at this. Watch this. This is Newberry. Boom.
Nice.
Hit the fence. And those are big ass fences. So, yeah, man, it was a fun weekend. Here's some more hits for her. Let's see if we can see these. Oh, this is a strikeout. Yeah. She had a really good. She had a immaculate inning. I think it was immaculate inning they call it, where it's 9 pitches. She had 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Wasn't the best team, I know, but hey, whatever. She still did it. So, Navarre rhymes with rebar. Oh, rebar. Navarre, Nevar, rebar. Nevar? So it's Nevar. Nevar, rebar. Nevar? Summer beer, we're working on it. Hang in there. Chris, yep. We were there for Father's Day, had an amazing cow zone. It was amazing. Yeah, George Strait. All this modern country, man, and George Strait brings in 110,000. He is so awesome. I grew up listening to old country music. And Bill Van, good morning. Navarre, Mika says. Navarre. We have Nevar, and Navarre. What's up, Trent Hogg? How's it going, buddy? Harold got your cold front yesterday. Yeah, I think there was winter thank you, Phil Scott. I think there was winter warnings for you all out there. Oh my God, it's hot. All right, Navar. Oh, we got Navar. How about I just say? I'll say Navar, and then I'm not right. Nobody Navar. Oh, you live in racing. Oh, I've been to racing. Oh no, that's in Milwaukee. There was one up. I think there's a racing place, Raceway or something in Louisiana. All right. So anyway, we will not be live tomorrow, everybody, but I will be doing a video to update date in the morning. So watch for that. We'll be back live on Thursday and Friday, and then next week we'll be back again Monday through Thursday at least, because Friday we're going to Georgia for another softball tournament. Things are winding down, though. We'll be here pretty much every day. Look at that. You can see a little spin, but very broad. It's going to take a long time to get this thing tight. And the reason, if you're wondering, hot water, right? You're like, okay, why is this not going to be a Cat 5? Well, first off, they need to be tight little centers to spin up quicker. Big, broad systems take forever for everything to consolidate. And we have a lot of wind shear. So wind shear alone would help prevent anything from rapidly intensifying, especially since it's going to kind of push all that stuff off to the northwest. So too big of a system, not enough time to get tight, and a lot of wind shear. So, just because the waters are hot doesn't guarantee anything. And this is a prime. So this storm has two things to learn from it. Just because it's over hot water does not guarantee it's going to be strong. And don't focus on the cone, because all the bad weather is going to be outside the cone as far as flooding goes. So don't focus on the cone. Hot water doesn't mean everything. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're live on X, Facebook, and YouTube. So there you go. All right. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye.